Sometime in the 2020s, three geeks from social media formed an alliance to bring you geek news from across the Nostalgiaverse. They are Jacob's Toys, SuperSorrell, Ryan Speaks Geek, bringing you a weekly live show, toy, TV and movie reviews, special guests, opinions, tangents, and bad impressions, reveals, releases, thoughts, maybe dreams. Now prepare for the Geek Week in Review.
Oh, I love that intro. Such a hype. Guys, it's Sunday. It's the time it is wherever it is that you are in the world. It is time for the Geek Week in Review with, of course, me, Jacob's Toys, the wonderful one and only SuperSorrell, and of course, our good friend Ryan Speaks Geek is still on holiday. Longest holiday ever. But he is actually in the air at the moment. So
yeah, he
did say, I believe, or he's at the airport or wherever it is, but he did say that he was traveling back today. So 3 weeks we're missing him. 3 weeks. If you're new to the show, then please do, like, share, subscribe, all of those things. Check out the links below there. There's all of our social handles, and you can check out geekweekinreview.co.uk. Sorrel, how you doing this week?
I'm good. How are you? San Diego week. It's been very busy.
San Diego Comic-Con week. You know what? It's like a couple of weeks of really dry where everyone's kind of holding stuff back, and then San Diego Comic-Con week hits, and it's just reveal after reveal after reveal. So we're gonna dive deep into San Diego Comic-Con this week. That's really what we're talking about because we have got so much to talk about. We'll touch very briefly on things like Secret Invasion and stuff, but very, very briefly. Just quick in the chat, Andy Roberts, how you doing? Joby One, good to see you. Start with a click. Shelley, nice to see you. Addy H, hello. And Insomaniac, good to see you. Bethany Beth, Viz, Andrew Orr, that belongs in a museum. I'm just trying to get through them all, but how are you doing? Do keep the chat going. Throw in your questions, your comments, your thoughts on obviously what we're talking about. And we'll try our best to throw them up on the screen as we go. Whew. Right. What a weekend. What a weekend. There has been lots. There has been lots. It was good fun, though.
Did he partake in Barbenheimer this weekend?
No, I didn't. I was. Did you?
No.
I was tempted.
I wanted to go see Oppenheimer, but I'm not too bothered for the Barbie movie. But do you know what? I've read some reviews on it. Do you know what? It's a bit full on, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are supposed to be really, really good in their own right. And there's lots of kind of like memes and internet TikToks and stuff going around, like people taking the mick about like big guys going to see Barbie and stuff. But I'm here for it. I am here for it. I'm well up for going and seeing it. Yeah, but I haven't been to see. And I didn't realize that Robert Downey Jr. was in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, it's got a massive cast to it.
Yeah,
Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh, Robert Downey Jr. It's a Christopher Nolan movie. It's got to be good with that cast. So I mean, there's a few more people in it as well, isn't there?
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Secret Invasion. We saw the penultimate episode. Did you catch that one this week?
Yeah. It all seems to mash together. Again, I really wish they released this as one big thing. We could have just binge watched it.
It feels like it should have just been one, like Werewolf by Night was.
Yeah,
like that kind of thing.
It feels like a movie that they've just stretched out.
Yeah, completely. Because we're at that stage, aren't we, where like it's now, this Wednesday is the final episode, and it feels like it's kind of leaning into that and like what's going to happen. Any predictions for anyone that's going to turn up? Do you think there's going to be any cameos, any big?
There's got to be something. This is his big sort of last stand, isn't it, with the Skrulls and stuff? So there's got to be somebody turn up.
Yeah, but there was another trailer came out for the Marvels. I don't know if you caught that, but he's in that as well. So there's clips of him in that. So he's not completely gone. So I do wonder whether this is going to lead into that, or whether there's going to be some kind of tie into it. I don't know.
I wonder if Photon might turn up at the end and actually give her name as Photon for the first time on screen.
That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That would be pretty cool. But anyway, enough about television. Let's talk toys, because this week was San Diego. I tell you what, let's get it out of the way. Let's get it out really, really quickly out of the way. We're missing Ryan. He recorded a Cocaine Bear at the movies. Let's just get it done. Let's get it out of the way, and then he'll be back.
Did we do a third one? I can't remember what the third one is.
This week was a bit of a sideways one, but here we go. here for everyone's enjoyment. Cocaine Bear at the movies.
Hello. How about that boat ride in? I guess that's why they call it Sin 100 Acre Woods. You guys might not know this, but I consider myself a bit of a loner bear. I tend to think of myself as a one-bear wolf pack. But when Christopher Robin brought Piglet home, I knew he was one of my own. And my wolf pack, it grew by one. So there were two of us in the wolf pack. I was alone in the first pack, and then Piglet joined in later. Then, 6 months ago, when Piglet introduced me to you guys, I thought, wait a second, could it be? And now I know for sure. I just added 2 more animals to my wolf pack. 4 of us wolves, running around the 100 Acre Woods together, which is near Las Vegas, looking for strippers and cocaine. Cocaine. So tonight, I make a toast.
What about the boat ride in?
I like the way Tigger's just really subtly in the background. Just like, mention me. Cool, right, wicked. Let's get on. We have got so much to talk about. It is, of course, the weekend just gone was, of course, the big San Diego Comic-Con 2023.
Oh, yeah.
It's the big one, isn't it? It really is the big one. It's been going for so long now, and it's always quite exciting to see what's coming. And I think this year in particular, because of the writer strikes and everything like that, it was announced that a lot of the big production companies that weren't going to be there, so there wasn't trailers and stuff. And usually there's all those trailers, isn't there, that drop. But yeah, so there was just it was just toy news all the way, toy news. But interestingly as well, Sideshow, as in Hot Toys and stuff, they have like their own kind of convention aspect over the weekend, and they dropped a banger this week. They really did drop a banger this week. It was, of course, David from The Lost Boys. This is stunning.
The fact that they've given him the alternate face, the wine bottle, there's everything you could want with this figure. The fact they can hang upside down. Did you see that?
I know, yeah. There's like the little extra diorama piece with like the bat feet, isn't there? But it's just absolutely stunning. It was, this one had me at hello. It really did. I was just like, man.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, this is probably going to be my first ever hot toy. I have to get that.
Yeah, it's just really cool. It really is just a very cool figure. And for anyone that's obviously a big Lost Boys fan, this one's a definite. Interestingly enough, because obviously Hot Toys go into production like for quite some time, with like the Far From Home one. Far From Home? Yeah, the one with Mysterio. I was waiting for about 18 months for that one after it was announced, maybe even a little bit longer. So what you can do is you can go onto Sideshow's website and you can actually sign up and be added to a waiting list. So then any information that comes out for any of the figures, like this one in particular, but any of the figures that are coming out, any updates that they have, you then get emailed. So when it goes up for pre-order, any more marketing materials and stuff that come out, but yeah, it's just cool. I wonder whether they're going to do any more of the characters.
Well, Lost Boys is because obviously, like I say, Hot Toys take a long time to produce. Very similar to like your NECA, they sort of announce things a good year in advance. So I mean, Lost Boys is coming up to its 40th anniversary in about 3 years' time. I think it is. It's coming up very soon.
That makes me feel really old.
That makes me feel really old as well. But I can imagine that like all the companies are going to put these figures back out, surely. And make new ones. There's just because like the NECA ones that came out years ago are really old now and they're stupidly hard to get. So I'd be very surprised if they didn't put a bunch back out.
Yeah, I think so. It's one of them films. It's just an absolute cult classic, and there will be such a market for this particular figure. I think it will be really hot.
Oh, I could imagine them like someone like NECA. Could you imagine like someone like NECA would milk it? They would release the accessory sets with the bikes, and they would give they'd probably give you characters like Star. and
man.
and the rest of the Lost Boys, and they would give us lots of characters like the Frog Brothers, probably as a 2-pack.
And the Nook massive deluxe pack.
The Nook would probably come with not Michael. I can never remember his name. Sam would probably come with Sam.
I'm a big fan. Yeah, it was one of them films as well. Which I'll tell you what really struck a chord for me, because when we were first introduced to the Frog Brothers, they're talking comic books and they're talking about like the different superheroes and stuff like that, and that's what kind of, I don't know, it made me feel like I was part of it, because I was like, hang on, I know these guys, like this is kind of, I know these characters they're talking about, and it really kind of, I don't know, just, and it's such a silly thing, isn't it? It's just like a real minor introduction to these kids, like to these vampire hunters. But yeah, I don't know, there's something about that scene that really kind of made me feel like I was part of it.
Yeah,
and I even love the sequels. I know they're really bad, like really bad, but I really love them. And I think that the Lost Boys kind of property is definitely due some kind of Netflix, Amazon Prime series revamp. I think that they could really do well with it. Yeah, it's just amazing. But anyway, this figure, hands down. I mean, it'd be nice for, even if they just did a Michael and we had David and Michael, those two
that'd be
would be enough for me. It'd be good to have all the others, but I would happily just have Michael and David on the shelf.
So for me, Lost Boys was always like, if you look back at like the first Harry Potter movie now, because they use CGI, that troll looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
But when you look at Lost Boys, because it was prosthetics and real and like realistic effects, like them effects were on set, it was prosthetics and makeup. That still looks as good today as it did back then. That movie has not aged,
and it's just a really simple.
Only in the 80s time thing. But the fact
go on.
I was just saying, with like Stranger Things coming back around and all the like that, the It film that was set in the 80s, this film is due that nostalgic sort of 80s rebirth.
Oh, 100%. But it was just even really simple effects, like the worms and the maggots and stuff in the Chinese, like literally just a camera switch, but it just was so believable. But the thing about it as well is that it was the first film that I remember that made vampires like cool. Do you know what I mean? Like before this, they were all the kind of suits and coffins and orchestral music and stuff like this, and then all of a sudden it was like, hang on, they ride motorbikes and like hang out with like cool people and stuff. This is, I kind of want to be a vampire now. This looks wicked. But yeah, so I think this is an instant buy for me.
Maggots, you eating maggots, Michael? One figure though, and this again, absolute nostalgia right here. But this announcement caught me off guard. I'm not sure about you if you've even seen it yet. This was relatively recent. The Mask Mezco reveal for Mezco Con. They're bringing us a Mezco Mask figure.
You know what? That's
based on the cartoon version.
I was going to say it's based on the cartoon version, though, isn't it?
Comic version, yeah, whatever you call it.
Yeah,
that looks amazing. That looks amazing.
That's cool. It's one of them properties as well. I'm surprised there's not more action figures out there for collectors.
I feel a little bit like Mezco are going to do what Hasbro do. They're going to give us this version first, feel the market out, get people to buy it, get excited for the mask, and then they'll drop the yellow suit with Jim Carrey's face.
Yeah,
it's got to happen. There's no way they could, or even if they just give the yellow suit comic book version, but in the yellow proper suit.
Yeah, it's got to be done. It's just one of them. It's just one of them characters as well that there's so much opportunity for. They could pump out so many different figures. I'm just surprised that it's not been done.
Yep.
But then I'm surprised we haven't got like Who Framed Roger Rabbit as like a NECA or a Mezco or something. Do you know what I mean? Like a Jessica Rabbit and Roger. Like
Disney has sat on that one. I won't let it go.
Yeah. Fair play. Fair play.
But yeah, the Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I know that they've got the Super 7 like little figures, and that's about it, and a couple of pops.
Wow,
that's literally it. Let me just get the next bit of news. Sorry, I'm just flicking through. What do we want next? Oh yeah, I like this one.
I've just got to throw this comment up from Andrew. Two of my favourite vampire movies came out at the same time: Lost Boys and Near Dark. Near Dark was such a good film. You've seen that, Sorrell?
I don't think I have seen Near Dark. You know,
right? Go watch Near Dark. Near Dark is a good film. I feel that it was just kind of overshadowed by Lost Boys.
Yeah, I've never seen this movie. I've never seen this film.
I think that's why it's a little bit overshadowed. I was very much the 80s horror cult kind of this. That was my kind of childhood, like watching that kind of stuff. But yeah, Near Dark's a good film, but I just think it's overshadowed. Lost Boys just kind of hit more things.
Fright Night for me.
Oh, Fright Night as well. There's so many good.
I love Fright Night for me was in the same vein as like Lost Boys. They had that prosthetic vampire faces. The vampires were quite cool looking. They transformed like monsters. So yeah, that was all about that as a kid.
I liked all the Clive Barker films as well, like Nightbreed. Nightbreed was such a good film. Such a good film. Talking about horrors, look at this bad boy.
Chucky from the TV series Chucky. So this is the TV version. And he looks awesome. So the TV version looks slightly different. He's a bit of a because he transferred himself into a new good guy doll, didn't he? So it's like a newer version of the Chucky doll, basically. And the fact that he can flip the bird is just the best thing ever.
It's just one of them things, isn't it? I just don't think the generation today fully understand the sheer fear of Chucky.
No, it's more of a slapstick comedy thing now.
No, I was genuinely scared of Chucky for a good year, I think. Like it was one of them things, but yeah, I just don't think that I really appreciate that. And it's bizarre as well, especially in the day and age we live in now, where we have so much kind of not AI as such, but we have stuff that is quite capable of holding conversation with you and feeling very much alive. This was what we were scared of. I think that's why so many people of our generation are scared of the kind of progression in technology with like ChatGPT and Alexa and stuff like that. Like, because we watch Chucky, we watch Child's Play. Same reason I won't drive behind like a lorry with loads of logs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good face.
I know. That's cool, isn't it? But do you know what? If they can give us like this Chucky and they can give us Elvira, there is no reason that they cannot give us Tiffany Valentine in human form. I want the Bride of Chucky, Tiffany Valentine in the black corset with the stockings, and that scene is so iconic. And they could even do an accessory thing with the bath, with the Bride of Frankenstein on the screen. That would just be mwah.
That would be really
the best playset ever. Yeah,
that would be really cool. I think the thing is as well with like action figures nowadays is because there is such a huge adult collector community, and there's all the sort of sub communities like the articulated comic book art and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
they create things very much for, I don't want to say play's the wrong word, but to be used. Whereas kind of 10, 15 years ago, things were much more statuesque because it was just like, oh, here's a statue of this. Whereas now there is all those things with the accessories and the alternate faces and stuff. Because you know that Chucky, for example, 100% made with the intention of having people take photographs and stuff like that.
Yeah, there is so many announcements to talk about. It's going to be impossible to talk about every single one, but we did have the Star Wars panel, so obviously we saw that we're going to be getting the new version of Ahsoka. There were so many cool announcements.
How did she differ? How did that Ahsoka differ? Because I there's not a huge amount of difference.
No, but of course the TV series is coming out, so they had to stick her in a new box, basically.
Yeah.
Another one of the reasons why I'm out.
Yeah.
But the new Hera, we get a new live action version of Hera now.
Yep, pretty cool.
Then they started doing this again.
It's weird because it's one of the only kind of crossover, like Christmas Star Wars figures that they don't have a place in any kind of property, do they? It's not like they're from a comic book. It's not like they're from a special or anything like that. They are literally just completely made up Christmas versions of or holiday versions of characters from Star Wars. I think the one that I liked the most was the Ewok. I thought that looked quite cool. It looked like a little baby Sasquatch.
Are you not bothered for holiday edition Mandalorian Scout?
No. I mean, they do look better. I think as an overall what is that?
That pose.
What is that?
What is that? They really didn't do me much favors. I do like that though. Like that, the Nutcracker's quite cool.
Yeah.
If I was still playing Star Wars, that would be the one that I'd be excited for, and I'd want two of them to flank Santa.
Yeah. I must admit though, like, and like Joey once said it as well, that they do look good. The collection, the overall collection of holiday figures this year do look a lot better. Go up to the top because I think that I think you scroll past the
Did I scroll past the Ewok?
Ewok, yeah, it's one of the first, I'm sure of it. There we go, look, above Hera.
Oh yeah, they put it in the wrong bit. You know. Here we go.
It's just, I just really like that because the other thing as well is that even though it's a holiday Ewok, you could still have this one in your collection. Like if you were collecting Ewoks, you could still put like an albino-esque kind of Ewok in with your collection. He would fit in with the rest. Do you know what I think?
But now that they've given us that lime green top piece, they will give us the proper version of the Ewok cartoon version of, I can never remember his name.
Yeah,
Wicket.
Yeah.
Because they haven't given us that version yet in 6-inch. I can imagine them quickly just shoving that on the old Ewok body and just re-releasing it in a new box on a card back. But this one, to be fair, is my favourite. I do like the new Sabine.
I didn't see this one.
The new Sabine looks pretty nice.
I'm not sure on her helmet though. That looks a little bit toned down in comparison to how it was in.
It's that transition from cartoon to live action. They've got to make them realistic rather than ridiculously over the top. What works in CGI cartoon might not work live action. At least they've still given her like coloured hair and stuff. At least you've still got like the aspects of the character.
Yeah.
Snowman.
They look like Fortnite characters.
They really do.
They literally just look like Fortnite characters. And
then of course we've got the R2D2 as well, which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be the true to scale version as well now.
And he pops up as well, doesn't he? His lid kind of comes up in this one, which is quite cool. I must admit as well, when I was collecting Black Series, R2D2 was one of the hardest ones for me to get my hands on. And I ended up getting the, I think it was a Bandai kind of kits with the C3PO and the R2D2, just because I couldn't get one for love nor money. But they've just, since I've given up, they've just pumped out like about 15 of them.
Yeah. And the moment I stopped collecting Star Wars, they go ahead and they actually release a goddamn Life Day Wookiee.
Oh, I know. I did think of you when I saw this.
I've been saying for years that is such an easy figure to do. I'm surprised it took them this long. I quickly made that using an old red sock. And I quickly made that ages ago.
Has he not? He comes with the orb thing there, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's got the proper little orb thing.
Are you, like, even the picture as well, like, it looks really badly photoshopped. They're just kind of, like, put his head on the top of it. But, I mean, I'm not a big fan of soft goods. I mean, I think that looks crap, to be fair. Like, I'm going to be totally honest. I think that looks shit. Like, these kind of soft goods work. But when you look at the kind of robes and stuff, I think sometimes they look really, really bad. Again, we've had so many of this. Is this 6-inch or is this 3 3/4?
This is 3 3/4 inch now. This is a TVC.
Okay. That's right then. I'll let him off. So I was going to say we've had a few versions of him already.
Oh yeah, there's thousands of images of that guy. Then we've got Thrawn from Rebels.
Again, 3 3/4 inch in the.
Yeah. But again, they've given us. We've got the live action Thrawn coming in. They've just pumped out this one, and then they'll pump out the next one, the live action one, in about 6 months.
But that's why they do it, though, isn't it? That is why they do it.
Then we've got Pre-Vizsla.
Yep.
A Pre-Vizsla and a Post-Vizsla.
Yep.
Then, of course, we start getting the deluxe versions because everyone likes those. And we're going to get the same Sabine, but now with a tiny little Lockhart. Meow.
But they're all branded up Ahsoka as well, aren't they?
They are. I'm excited for the Ahsoka TV series. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not collecting Star Wars anymore. I just can't.
No, I'm really hyped for it. I just think it's really funny that we that obviously we're now seeing more about the costumes. That, like, the trailers have been quite not secretive, but we've not seen a huge amount about how they look. But then when the figures are all kind of announced, it gives away a lot of that kind of held back stuff. Same as like what they've done with the Marvels, I suppose. We got the figures before we got the full trailer reveal. But
yep. What are your thoughts on the Marvel Knights then,
mate?
Mate.
Now, I'm going to speak totally honestly. I was really kind of like on the fence about Marvel Legends last week. Like, we spoke about this off camera, and I was kind of like, you know what? They've not pumped out enough for us at the moment. Like, just a full wave hasn't excited me for a long time. This one, I'm all here for. I'm 100% here for. Obviously, the 2 Spider-Man ones are separate. That's not part of the wave, but these are the 8 main figure, the 10 main figures that they revealed. The Mindless one as a builder figure is pretty cool, but my biggest gripe with it is that people are going to want to army build that. So I think we're going to see that again as a deluxe. So I wouldn't buy the wave just to get that, but it's cool. I love the fact that they're hitting on Midnight Suns. You know, I've done a whole bunch of customs up there, and Iron Man, funnily enough, was one that hadn't finished, so he's in the scrap pile now, and I'm just going to pick this up. But hang on. Sorry, just very, very quickly. Holly Roberts has just jumped in the chat saying, love the Lost Boys figure, favorite film ever. Also received our fab prize this week. So, not just me, it's from all of us and our friends at Diamond Select, but you are welcome, Holly. Yeah, go watch Blade. But yeah, Midnight Suns. It's an odd one. I don't know why they've just given us one. I think they should have done a wave.
They're going to milk this for all it's worth. So they know that people want that wave. So they're going to give us Iron Man first because they do. But then this Blade is basically the same Blade from the game. All they need to do is paint that chest plate red. That is it.
There is that.
And then they can just put the new. I think it's a different buckle, maybe. But yeah, it is just a red plate on his chest that I believe is the only thing missing from that to make it into the Midnight Suns version. And again, they've got the modern version already of Morbius. All they need to do again is paint some purple on him and put some yellow on him.
Yeah. This Blade though, some people have been online saying it's like crap and stuff, but
no, it's decent. I think
it's really good.
And I like the fact that he's got his proper blade this time. It's not just a katana; it's the proper blade.
Yeah.
And he's got a stake because they've never really included him with stake before, I don't believe.
No.
Even though they're all strapped in last time, weren't they, on his buckle?
I think my only criticism would be it would have been nice to have had an alternate head so we could have him kind of a bit more, because like that kind of pose that looks really cool, really, really cool, but you couldn't have that displayed the other way around.
No.
Because he's got that angry face. The other thing as well about the Blade is that we'll get onto the 97 figures shortly, but they talked about Gambit having a new coat, but this looks strikingly similar. So it looks like they've kind of created this new coat and then pumped it out on 2 figures in the same time. But I'm not complaining. I'm also half tempted to pick up another one to use this coat for Nick Fury, just because I think it's a good. I hate that old trench coat. Like I hate it with a passion. The one that's all like big and wavy. I just hate it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But he's a cool figure. I think Blade's definitely a cool figure. Luke Cage that you just showed us, we saw him previously. I think there's definitely going to be the rest of the Defenders at some point. They can't give us Power Man and then not give us the rest of them. The only other one that really stood out to me, they're all cool figures, but the one that stood out to me mainly was the Daredevil, because he's from the same comic book run of the Elektra Daredevil that we just got.
I really thought you were going to say Clear then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think for me, I like the Daredevil, don't get me wrong, but I think Clear was like that. She's a standout for this one. She looks beautiful.
She's a stunning figure. Absolutely stunning figure.
The face sculpt for Matt is awesome.
Yeah. She is good. She is good.
I don't even collect Marvel Legends anymore, but I've picked up a Clear and I've picked up a Blade.
Of course you have. I knew you'd get a Blade. Yeah, but Clear would work, wouldn't she?
She does fit, because she fits in with I can't wait for Agatha to come out, because she'll fit in with the Magic Agatha and all the witches and stuff and all the Midnight Suns.
Yeah, exactly. But no, Daredevil for me was just the reason why I was excited about it is because of not that picture, because that picture's awful. That's the worst picture. But because he goes with I've got it here actually. No, I've actually got it here. But this Elektra Daredevil. So for anyone that's not read the comic book, to give you a very quick kind of insight, basically he gets put in prison and she picks up the mantle of Daredevil, hence why she's Daredevil. And this is kind of his post-prison look, I suppose, but it just looks cool. It just looks very cool,
because everyone in prison doesn't shave in the Marvel universe.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2-pack was the other one that we got.
That's right up here. Here we go.
The Smythe figure is a must. People have been calling out for that for years. So I'm really, really pleased that they've put that in there. The Peter head sculpt is superb.
Yep.
The body's okay.
I think I'd be tempted to put that head sculpt on the other Peter Parker we got.
Yeah.
With the brown.
Yeah.
The brown
I agree.
jacket. I think that'd be much better.
Yeah, it's a bit of a meh kind of. I mean, it looks like he did in the comic in the show.
The cartoon, yeah.
But that head sculpt, I just really, really hope that it's cross compatible, so you can put that head sculpt on some of the the retro Spidey or the cell shaded Spidey or something. It'd be a real kick in the teeth if the peg hole is different than the Spider-Man suits we've had. But yeah, I mean, overall, Marvel Legends, it was quite cool, and there was a whole bunch of other reveals that they did that we won't get into, unless you've got pictures of them. But yeah, all in all,
I've got anything you could possibly want to discuss from San Diego Comic-Con on this. The lovely people at Toy Ark have kept us well informed this weekend.
Yeah, got to give a mad shout out to Toy Ark for all the pictures.
Toy Ark's done a great job. But this one surprised me, and the fact that it's coming as a multi-pack definitely surprised me.
Which one's that? Oh, I'm anxious now. Oh, okay. Yeah, but they're not Legends, though, are they?
No, they're the Epic Heroes. I just thought I'd stir it up. No, they're the kids ones, but they still look cool. I still like them.
It's just weird that they did this, though, because obviously they've just released Wolverine, Rogue, and Cyclops as single-carded figures. Storm was with the Blackbird playset, but then they've thrown Gambit in this multi-pack. So it's the kind of move they would do by releasing this multi-pack in like 2 months' time for people who had already cleared up the other 4, because surely now people have a choice. It's kind of, and they're exactly the same as the figures in the other packets, even the same effect pieces.
But what I love about this is the fact that usually on these figures, you guys know what I'm going to say, these accessories usually go okay with your Legends because they're about the same scale. So, I mean, I do like that card toss. I do like the Rogue one, the green. I don't like Wolverines. That's a bit weird. But the Storm one with the lightning on the hand is it looks a bit firmer than some of the gummy ones we get from Hasbro for Legends.
Yeah. And this is obviously their 4-inch scale figures, isn't it? That's kind of replacing the retro carded figures. Let's have a quick look at the Legends, 97 Legends. Now, I was kind of hyped about these, but then I was kind of annoyed. So I'll take that back. Gambit's jacket is different because Blades doesn't have that thing, like the collar, but the bottom part of the jacket is definitely similar.
It's
Gambit. It's what?
I thought the jacket was going to be like that, like puffed out a bit like the Spider-Man Noir one, but actually it's a straight up and down job. They've just
they promised us a new jacket for Gambit. The Gambit I could pick up. That will replace the Gambits that I've got. Single jointed elbow on the arms though, which annoys me. He's quite cool looking. He is quite cool looking. The others.
Is it the same old body? Is it the same body from last time? Just with a new jacket and a new head?
It's Gambit's body, isn't it? It's not going to be. I can't see why they'd retool all of that underneath because it's not. They couldn't use it for anyone else.
Yeah, but just the X-Men 97 is such a big deal. You thought they'd have gone for like the double hinged elbows, or give him the proper articulation to do the card tricks and things.
That's what I think. I think from looking at the pictures, the only thing I can work out that's new on this sculpted is the jacket and the head.
Yeah.
The rest of it's just painted differently. But
Magneto was okay. I liked Magneto. I like the black around his eyes to darken his look a little bit. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like the cape.
That reminds me of the cartoon. The cape's nice as well, the shading.
Yeah, but again, it looks very similar to the Magnetos we've had before. Obviously, it's pinless though, so it is different in that respect. Actually, Gambit might be pinless. They might have done that. I didn't actually look. I didn't actually look at the detail on the things.
It looks pinless. Oh no.
I don't know. So there you go. It's the same old. Yes. All right. I thought I was going to redeem him for a second there. Yeah, he's cool.
This one's pretty cool.
Yeah, Bishop's cool. Obviously, it's pinless, which is nice. I think that everything about him looks quite new, even though the costume is the costume. But being pinless, having a new head sculpt. That scarf piece is much nicer. It's kind of bigger. This one's a buy for me as well.
Yeah, it's a good one. I hope they do the young Cable, to be honest, because I really liked the young Cable storyline. You know, when Cable was like transformed back to being a kid. I really like that storyline, and I hope they give us a legend of that at some point, because that was a cool looking character.
Yeah. Just quickly, Shelly said in the chat that she needs to pick these up because she's got no X-Men in her collection yet. Why have you not got any X-Men in your collection? But that's a really good point, because these are fantastic for new collectors.
Yeah.
For people that have been collecting for even as little as 2 years, they would have all these characters potentially. So it is a little bit of a do you, don't you? But Rogue in the green jacket, pinless.
The green belt, and it looks like the little bands are painted on this time rather than falling down every 10 seconds. This is a nice fig in it, and I like the green jacket with the X on the sleeves. That's perfect.
I don't know who I'm trying to kid. I'm going to be picking them all up. So yeah, they've given us that glove accessory as well, which they obviously debuted last year before, I think it was. Yeah. Storm. You know what really annoys me about this Storm?
What
is the cape?
All right, okay.
I just hate it. Looks great in photos, but when you're displaying it, it folds in all sorts of different ways. And I mean it's nice. It's cool, and it's cool to have the Mohawk Storm, but like proper Mohawk Storm, like big Mohawk. So yeah, she's a nice figure. This is one that annoyed me the most. I'm not gonna lie.
Wolverine's just Wolverine. It is just another Wolverine.
We've had this costume so many times. I mean, obviously, I'm sure there are going to be things about this that are different than some of the others, but
I like the giant mask piece, because this is the one that everyone on the internet always says it looks like two Batmans kissing, and once you see it, you can't unsee it.
No, it's there, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's a nice Wolverine, but they couldn't do X-Men 97 without doing Wolverine, and that head sculpt, the unmasked head sculpt, is really nice as well. So
I just wish they would have gone for the cartoon Wolverine in his civvies rather than the yellow, because we've already got the yellow and blue that would have fitted in perfectly with them. I think the Wolverine in his civvies, like the brown jacket with the red and the red plaid shirt, I think that would have gone down better with fans.
Yeah, quite possibly. The interesting thing as well is that on promotional material, there's 12 characters. 12 X-Men characters, and we've got 6 of them now. So I think that there's pretty decent chance we're going to get a second wave with the other 6.
It's X-Men. It's X-Men. They'll milk it.
Also, as well, they've put Sunspot in them. Is it Sunspot?
Yeah, Sunspot's in this one.
But with a new look and all that kind of stuff. And how they couldn't do a 97 wave without giving us the new character and the new look and everything. So, and then there's Beast, there's Morph. Who are the others that are in the promo images? Beast, Morph, Sunspot.
X-Men 97. Let's have a look at the lineup.
12. I know Beast, Morph, and Sunspot are in there.
Jubilee.
Oh, of course, Jubilee. Yep, that's 4.
I reckon Cable will be included as well, and
Cable,
probably Forge. And Nightcrawler, maybe.
I think Nightcrawler might be one of them. There's an image that I've seen with like
Jean Grey.
I don't know if she was.
There's quite a few characters in this, to be honest. So the official lineup of X-Men, you've got Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, Jean Grey, Rogue, Gambit, Beast, Jubilee, Sunspot, Magneto, Mr. Sinister, Allison, and then there's a bunch of the list of names that haven't been given characters yet. But there's also Cable, Bishop, Morph, Nightcrawler, the Hellfire Club members Emma Frost and Sebastian Shaw, alongside Bolivia Trask, and Val Cooper also appears. That's all of them. Right, so there's quite a lot there to do.
There is here we go. Here's the image. I found it. So that there. Oh, there's the image.
All right, okay.
And that's got from CBR community. But that's floating around the internet. So the characters that we've not had so far: Jean Grey, Cyclops. How did I forget Cyclops? Jean Grey, Cyclops, Morph, Beast, Jubilee, and Sunspot. There's your wave 2. That's my prediction. And then that'll be it.
I don't know. I could see them doing a villains wave and giving us Mr. Sinister, Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah, it depends how the show goes though, because like the old show,
well.
the original one, you'd have a villain in like half an episode and that was it, or a villain crossover a couple or come back or whatever. So it really depends how it's going to play out. Forge would be cool though. It'd be cool to have a comic book, animated version of Forge.
Moving on, next announcement from NECA, the Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
This one, I don't remember them ever announcing this beforehand. This just kind of appeared in the cabinet at San Diego.
Yeah.
And it took everyone by surprise. And then NECA just released all the promo images later that afternoon. But on the Friday, everyone took images and were like, I didn't realize this was coming out.
I don't remember this being announced. One thing I will say though, the accessories in this pack are stunning. Like,
definitely.
For the figure, anyway. I love the clawed hands. That's just to create that kind of iconic image of him with the shadow. Yeah. But the face sculpt has to be appreciated. Really has to be appreciated. Like, that genuinely looks like old school movie, like makeup and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It looks. Oh, he's even got his little hat.
Yeah, he's even got his little hat. It's stunning figure. It's stunning.
It really is. It really is. Look at him, just doing his paperwork, filing his taxes.
But it's interesting because obviously Super 7 are giving us their version very, very soon. Yeah. So I love NECA, but Super 7 Then again, Super 7 are notoriously buggers for being loose figures, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, like, all of mine have gone loose so quick in the feet. Like, the Count Dracula one just falls over all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it barely stands up now. It just like every 2 minutes.
That's the worst thing with a figure. I can handle paint rub. I can handle lack of articulation. If the joints go loose quickly, that's a no-go for me.
It's annoying. Then, of course, we got the... Going down the images here. Then we got this bad boy. Obviously, it's HasLab time. The Ghost was announced.
Yeah. We had a bit of a chat about this when they announced it, didn't we, in our group chat?
Yeah.
Ryan called it. Ryan said it was going to be the Ghost.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got some inside information. I
was
dead set on the
little shuttle.
Yeah. And they announced all the tiers. The tiers were all the other characters, aren't they?
That's what you needed, though.
Yeah. So my gripe with this, and I said it in the chat, but Ryan's not here to argue with me, so I'm going to say it completely unfiltered. But my gripe with it is that it's branded Ahsoka. So it's branded Ahsoka. They're cashing in on Ahsoka, but then the unlock tiers are all Rebels. And so therefore we've got like the new older ship with the younger crew. And I do get it. And Ryan's argument was like, yeah, but they're in there and all that kind of stuff. So I do get it. 100% do get it. But technically, this ship that we've got, all of those unlocked tiers will be replaced when they release the Ahsoka version of those figures. Surely.
Yeah. Surely.
And
then again, Zeb's not in Ahsoka.
No.
He's had his appearance and that's it now because he's quite hard to do on screen, I'm guessing. But
that
Zeb's
was
had his
supposed to be
moment
him, wasn't it? Was that supposed
to be... it was in the credits as Zeb Aurelius.
So that was 100% him?
That was definitely him.
Okay, cool.
He's now a pilot. Obviously, his time's moved on since before New Hope, so I mean he's now a fighter pilot. But obviously we're not going to get Kanan because Kanan's dead, so he's not coming back.
No. Is it or is he not?
I don't know. I do hope we get a voice or something.
Mate,
but
somebody being dead in Star Wars does not mean we're not going to see him. Let's be honest. Come on.
Yeah. I just don't think I could see anyone other than Freddie Prinze Jr. doing the voice and stuff. It's so iconic now.
No, but I think it's possibly.
Yeah. And then we got Ezra. I like the fact that the artwork on the packaging is based on that mural.
Yeah. That's really cool.
I like that.
That is really cool. And we've seen that mural in the trailer. So it does kind of tie in with
of course Sabine's
Ahsoka.
missing.
Who?
Sabine. She's not included in the unlocked tiers. She's the only rebel not included. So I wonder whether they'll announce and on the pictures, on the promo pictures. If we go here, you can see a little chopper. You can see a little tiny chopper.
So Chopper's in there.
So I think there's more unlocked tiers to discuss.
I just for me, it's going to be, and I get why they've done it, because you get your Ghost and you can put all your rebels in it, and then that's one market. You'll get the other market that will buy the Ghost, and then once the TV show's out, they'll put all the characters from the TV show in the relevant seats. So there's kind of different buyers. But yeah, I don't know. Andy H said that's not Ezra. That's the Inquisitor in Ahsoka.
But after the new trailer, we've now squashed that, haven't we? Because it's not a male. It's not. It's the girl. It's the girl Inquisitor that she's fighting. We saw in the new trailer.
Yeah.
Or it looks that way anyway. They are buggers for giving us false.
I was going to say, let's not believe all that we see in the trailer. Let's not believe all we see in the trailer. But yeah, I mean, it's all good. I as a HasLab, I think it's going to fund. Have you checked the status of it recently?
Actually, no.
Tell you what, look, while we're on it, I'm on it here. So you can get to it first.
HasLab Ghost, go.
I'm on it. 6,949 backers with a target of 8,000.
It's back within a couple of days. Not even a couple of days. It's not even Monday yet. People are still at Comic-Con.
It's still got 45 days, 6 hours and 42 minutes to back. And it's got 6,000.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, it's got just shy of 7,000. Its target is 8,000. But it's coming in at £499. I did not realise that.
It's very expensive.
Yeah. Does it say what the tier... Like, it doesn't say where the tiers are, though, does it?
Let me go.
Oh, no, hang on. Here we go.
You got it.
I
can hear myself on your computer.
11,000 backers for Ezra. 14,000 backers for Kanan. 17,000 backers for Zeb. Like that's a lot. That 17,000 when it funds at 8,000 for 17,000 backers, that's an insane amount. I'm just going to do the maths really quickly. 17,000 times 500. Oh, look at that figure. That is a lot of money that HasLab would have made. So in order to get Zeb, that's how much money Hasbro will make from it. But you know what? Give the people what they want. And you look how slow the thing is. Yeah.
To be fair, you don't need the. I know people want the tiers. Everyone always wants the tiers, but even if it just backed, it was just the set for the people that want it at 8,000, because it'll fund at 8,000. It's coming anyway. Yeah. So I think the idea is if it backs and they get the tiers, it's a bonus. However, like you say, if it backs, then Sabine's coming on the Ahsoka card back. We're bound to get a new Ezra. We'll get the new Inquisitors. We'll get the new Thrawn. We're going to get all new characters for it to go with the Ahsoka branding. So
we've already seen, that's it. We've seen Sabine already, and you know she's going to be sat in there at some point. Have we had the Rebels in 3 3/4 inch previously?
Not in vintage, but only in basic, as far as I'm aware.
Because the big sell is the big sell is obviously the card back, like the mural card back and stuff. So it's kind of counterproductive because you want these characters to go in the ship, but if you put them in the ship, you're kind of destroying what it is that makes them a unique unlocked here. That belongs in the museum. Is just put in here. Is anyone back in this HasLab? Nope. I haven't. It's not my cup of tea.
I just don't do HasLab full stop. The nearest I came to a HasLab was the Ghost Rider one. If it was more affordable, that would have been the closest I'd have got.
Yeah. But yeah, £400, £500 is a lot of money. I'm kind of holding out for the Marvel Legends one to see what we're going to get there, and if it's entertaining enough, I might back it. If not, I'm happy with just having my Sentinel.
I'm saying, Marvel Legends will give us X-Men 97, the jet, the Harrier jet,
the Blackbird.
Oh yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah. X-Men 97 is coming out. It's either going to be Cerebro or it's going to be the ship. It's going to be one or the other.
No, see, I think it's going to... Well, it's a difficult one because you've got the 60th anniversary of Avengers. So there's a massive market there for them to do Avengers. But they didn't do a HasLab project to tie in with the 80th anniversary of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No, not 80th. What was it? It was 60th. I can't remember now. Whatever the anniversaries of Spider-Man, we've just had that one. They didn't give us a HasLab for that, and that seems like a no-brainer. So to use the HasLab for Avengers, I don't know. Or it's the X-Men 97, and they're going to tap into all of that nostalgic mums and dads money and just kind of go, yep, that's what I watched as a kid. I'm going to get that. They could literally just give us a rehash of the Sentinel. I really hope they don't. Can you imagine if they made it an X-Men 97 Sentinel and just reuse the molds? And
that'd be bad.
It would be awful, but it would sell because there are so many people that are gutted they missed out on that Sentinel. And that's something I didn't want to say out loud, but I've said it now. So I'm really hoping it's not. 60th Spidey. Thank you very much, Andrew. I knew it was one of them.
How about a Spider-Man diorama set?
A Spider-Man diorama set?
Yeah.
Or
like a Daily Bugle building for Legends.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It'd be quite big, but it'd be cool.
Viz just said Giant Man. Hope it's Giant Man for HasLab. I do as well. That's kind of where I'm hoping. Before we do move on from Marvel, Legends did give us 2 teasers. We didn't touch on those, so they're famous for kind of giving us little teasers, aren't they? Towards the end of the panel, and they're both Far From Home teasers. They were both very, very obviously Far From Home teasers. One of them was the box that Doctor Strange gives to Spider-Man to capture all the bad guys, and the other one was a tentacle from Dr. Octopus. So all the predictions and rumors and leaks about there being a Far From Home wave coming out is clearly very true. So we are going to get a Far From Home wave announced very soon. The question is, with all those people that took a gamble on that 3-pack, is it going to include the suited Spider-Man, Peter 1, Peter 2, and Peter 3, or are they going to be unique to that box set? I'm really hedging my bets that they are going to be unique to that box set. Ooh. I think that the versions we're going to get in the wave are not going to be full suits. I think that even if they're in suits, I think it quite possibly could just be Tom Holland in his, Tobey Maguire in his civvies. You know, when we first meet them,
I would like that. To be honest.
I think it would be an unmasked. If they're going to tap into it, it will be an unmasked, beaten up Tom Holland in that scene from the roof. It will be a unmasked Andrew Garfield just in his suit, and it will be a Tobey Maguire in his civvies, or it will be Andrew Garfield in a lab coat with his Spider-Man thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they're going to give us those 3 characters again just in a wave.
I know what the Build-A-Figure could be.
What?
Aunt May broken half. Yes.
Just bits of Aunt May.
That's dark. I'm sorry.
No, Build-A-Figure will be the Lizard. Doc Ock will be a deluxe, and then it will make up things like Sandman and Electro, and probably have another Doctor Strange in there because we haven't got enough of him. Anyway, let's move on. On Green Goblin, obviously, as well. McFarlane.
The Iceman cometh.
Talking of Build-A-Figures, Schwarzenegger's Dr. Freeze. These look cool.
I'm happy for these, in all fairness. I've been saying for years, give me Batman and Robin action figures. I'm all for it. I like that film. It's cheesy. I hope he's got bat nips. There's no high glossy images just yet. It was obviously just from the panel. People took snapshots at the panel, but it will have bat nips. But it's that Uma Thurman Poison Ivy for me, and then Alicia Silverstone's Batgirl.
Yeah.
And finally, a Chris O'Donnell. Chris O'Donnell's Robin as well.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. It's just such a cool figure. But I really hope he continues with this because I want to see Tommy Lee Two-Face.
They've got to be
Jim Carrey's Riddler. They've got to carry on. They've got to carry on. And they...
Do you not feel like this film and like the Jim Carrey one now, they're kind of like we were with Revenge of the Sith. Like, they were hated in the 90s, but now we're getting older. You gotta admit, I do enjoy this film, and it is a guilty pleasure enjoyment. So it's in that same wave of me of like everyone's gonna like suddenly in a month's time go, I love that film. It was always my favorite Batman movie.
Yeah, the thing for me with Batman films as well is that all of them, I really enjoyed all of them because you couldn't really tell when Batman changed. It was only when he was at Bruce Wayne you could tell it was a different actor playing him. But
even then, we've had different James Bonds for years. I never saw that as a kid. It was never an issue. The fact that different people play Batman, it was just Batman.
And that's what I mean. When they were suited up, it was just Batman. Like they just like all of the Batman characters. Actually, everyone that played Batman, when they're suited up, they're just kind of Batman. But having watched like the TV show and knowing that it was very camp and it was very kind of funny and all the rest of it, these films kind of tapped into that. They were kind of a serious version of the kind of campiness of the 60s Batman, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
So I enjoyed them because they did have one-liners. They were cheesy. Like Jim Carrey was the perfect person to play the Riddler because he was so like bonkers, So yeah, I'm down for this. I'd love to see Riddler and Two-Face as well. I just think that
Riddler and Two-Face in a 2-pack with the two girls.
That would be good. That would be good.
And then have the box split down the middle, so it's like green on one side, purple on the other. Like it is in the film when they had the layer and it was separated down the middle for Two-Face, and they had the girls in the different costumes. Come on,
get a layer like that in like a Christopher Nolan Batman film, would you? Like that like the design of that, the amount of time that would go into just making that was probably longer than the film was supposed to be going on for. Like,
and to be fair, and the fact that all Riddler actually wanted was to become a super brain and steal everyone's thoughts. That's all he wanted. He wasn't actually that bad.
No, but yeah, yeah. So lots of comments there about that Batman and Robin.
But that's not all. We got Hawkman and a couple others there. I didn't know all the names. I'm sorry. Then we've got this wave.
That's Catman, isn't it? Just like And what Supergirl is that? Is that movie Supergirl?
These are gold label as well, which annoying. But I don't know. There's not really much going on. Then we got the Wonder Woman, because they're all digital renders. We'll get proper images very soon.
Yeah.
And then those three. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
It is what it is. For me, it was that. It was all about Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Yeah. It just annoys me that the McFarlane figures are slightly larger than the Marvel figures because, like, the movie crossover photograph display possibilities are endless. But it's just a real shame that there is that slight size difference.
Yeah, there's one thing I do have to do though. 1 second. Let me just get the image.
Oh, what's coming?
I can't find it now. Oh, never mind. I can't find it. Oh no, there it is. Right, it's coming. It's coming. We can't have it. We can't have a show without. I've already done Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now I've just got to do this one now.
What are we looking at?
I drank a beer. I drank 2 beers. I drank 3 beers. I drank 4 beers. 5 beers.
Yeah.
6 beers.
There's quite a lot of wrestling figures announced, but that is not my forte.
No,
they're doing like a whole.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say they're doing like a whole range of Hulk Hogan's, like literally Hulk Hogan in every costume possible, which is cool for anyone that's a Hulk fan.
Well, they're giving us all the characters they're giving us like a WCW wave. So like you've got Lex Luger from the famous moment where he came out in the white puffy shirt and he sort of stood there with his hands on his hips like, yes, I'm here. Because like they were like WCW were playing up to the fact that WWF wrestlers were defecting to WCW and invading. So they were playing up to all that, and they've got all the figures now. Like Eric Bischoff's come in. For me, it was just a massive like childhood hit. Like Hulk Hogan in the NWO colors. Razor Ramon in the flannel shirt and stuff open. Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah, I know wrestling's not your thing, but that for me was like a big nostalgia. And even things like The Undertaker coming out of the big stupid egg and things like that. That was like the big chicken and stuff.
Listen, I used to love wrestling back in the day. I'm not fussed about getting the figures anymore.
I just hope at some point they give us the Hulk Hogan monster truck, because that would just make my week.
That would be pretty cool.
Because back in the 90s, there was that really stupid battle between Hulk Hogan and, I want to say, Sting, I think, in like big fucking monster trucks. So stupid. Right, what's next? We had a couple of things from Diamond, which caught my attention. I'm not sure about you, but these caught my attention.
Diamond Select had some good offerings.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you're going to Walking Dead first.
Well, I like doing this with because the Toy Art can do this nice little diorama thing for us. So boom. Walking Dead figures obviously are coming. But for me, it was all Samwise Gamgee and Saruman.
Yes, that 2-pack is not 2-pack, but that's kind of their second wave, isn't it? So we've had Gollum, we've had Gandalf.
So I've got Gollum and Gandalf on the shelf. Now I need a Sauron now. I need Saruman.
I'm the same. I'm kind of like, I even just to have the two wizards kind of next to each other is a big plus. Like, it has to be done.
It's Ian McKellen and Christopher Lee, for God's sake. You've got to have them on the shelf, surely.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that we got Sam before we got Frodo.
Yeah.
I am surprised.
You can create really cool diorama scenes with him and Gollum though fighting. That'd be awesome.
Maybe that's why they've done it, actually, because we've had Gollum.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
I would love them to do I'd love them to do a seven, like the whole biting the finger thing for the ring. Oh, that'd be an awesome little accessory.
That'd be cool.
Severed finger.
They did. It's not mentioned whether they come with any diorama parts or anything, have they?
Let's have a look. Let me zoom out.
From the promo.
No, they just showed us literally just the figures. There's nothing showing. There's no even accessories with them just yet.
I know Diamond Select on their socials have kind of done a picture of these two like in world. Kind of they've done like a diorama setup piece, but you can't tell whether any of them are like, you can't tell what's what. Just quickly as well, speaking of Vision, I see Vision there. Vision was another one that was shown at the Marvel team that they're doing like a anniversary Vision, like comic book one. I like these busts. I haven't got any of the Diamond Select busts. You've got a couple, haven't you?
I've got the Crow one is amazing.
Oh, you got the bust of the Crow.
I've got the bust of the Crow, and I've got the big tall figure with the burning crow around it.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really spoiled me at Diamond Select with the horror stuff.
Yeah. I'm kind of tempted to kind of tempted to get into the statue thing. I don't know whether maybe if I cleared like this top bit of my shelves and just had the statues across the top, that's the only thing that's kind of tempted me.
Yeah, very cool. Next up, Jada Toys released a bunch of stuff.
Just quickly,
Street Fighters. Yeah, sorry, go on.
That Belongs in a Museum said we have Frodo.
Do it?
From Diamond Select?
We might do. I jumped in that line pretty late.
My understanding was that Gollum and Gandalf were wave 1, and this is wave 2. Similar to what
there's been previous figures, like they've released. Yeah, they have given us previous versions before. Like there's because you can build Sauron, the big baddie. You can build him. He's because he was the builder figure, and it's so sought after because it's like ridiculously hard to get now.
Yeah, but these are similar to what they do with the Invincible figures. You kind of get 2, sometimes 3 in a wave.
Yeah, in a wave.
And this is the Lord of the Rings. So you've got the first wave is Gollum and Gandalf, and the second wave are these two.
Yeah. Right, let's jump in with.
Before we move on from Diamond Select, though, they also showed us. Oh, hang on, I've got it written down.
They did Walking Dead. They'll be on this list somewhere. I'm basically just going down Toy Art.
Crimson Dynamo. They gave us a rendering of, and a Crimson rendering of Annihilus. I can never say it properly, but basically we haven't had him as a Marvel Legend for so long.
Yeah.
And he just looks massive and epic and true to the comic book. So many people were like, I'm on this. And the one really nice thing for like Legends collectors, for example, bigger characters, the select figures work really, really well with setup. So that will definitely be picked up. And then they did two. They did Michonne and Rick from The Walking Dead.
You're jumping the gun here, mate. You're jumping the gun.
Have you got them? You got them. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm basically just going down toy arcs, so everything's here eventually. But yeah, we got these announcements as well. Obviously, that, like I say, Michonne and stuff was announced. The black and white Walking Dead figs.
Cool. They look really cool.
Are these the comic book ones rather than TV, aren't they? They're comic book.
Yeah, they're comic book.
Yeah, cool. I thought so.
Obviously, the comic book as well was all black and white.
Yeah.
So, like, all the way through.
And we got
That's
Sting
cool.
as a bust. That's pretty cool. I do like Sting. Very nostalgic. Cool. And then we got, also we saw these previously, but they were on display at San Diego.
Cool.
Green Power Ranger bust. I think like that. They're going to be very popular.
Yeah, that's going to sell out in seconds, isn't it?
That amazing Willy Wonka.
That's beautiful.
And then we got Gem.
Oh, mate.
That's definitely Gem, isn't it?
Yeah, Gem and the, what are they called? Gem and the somethings.
But for me, it's time to cue the music. It's time to light the lights.
It's interesting that they've gone back to Muppets because they haven't done a new Muppet for a year, like for a couple of years now. Have they? When was the last Muppets that came out?
Sam Eagle.
Oh,
Sam Eagle was the last
recently.
one.
Yeah, he came out quite recently, didn't he?
So this, for those that don't know, because obviously it's quite a weird, obscure one, but he's Uncle Deadly.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he was your villain, your monster character in the Muppets. But obviously in the last couple of films, they've given him that more posher voice. I love that. I'm all for that. I'm in. Do you remember the behind the scenes thing for the Muppets, where it's like, I'll give you one of my moves. Here's one of my moves. It's so funny. But yeah, I love him. He's and the fact that we're getting I can never remember his name. The little crab.
Yeah. I can't remember.
I can't remember. Some of the comments will kill me in a minute, but yeah.
They're just fun figures. Like, it's just cool to have action figures of the Muppets. I never thought I'd say that out loud, but it really is. Uncle
Deadly. Always tickles me. Right. Moving on. So Icon Heroes, they announced that they were going to give us some Karate Kid figures, which I'm not sure if it's needed at this point, to be honest. We've had NECA.
Wet Boy 40 out of nowhere in the comments. Gem and the holograms. Thank you very much. That is who I was trying to think of.
But we're getting Mr. Miyagi and LaRusso again.
Yep.
This time with the chopsticks and the fly and stuff like that, and the wax on, wax off, and it's not cool
$50. $50 is not a lot for a 2-pack.
Yeah, but you know in England it was like $74.99 or something mental.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm kind of.
I'm waiting for the new Cobra Kai figures, to be honest. I'd rather just wait for them.
Yeah, I'm likewise.
Then we got some Street Fighter. Let me get the big image. You want to look at Street Fighter? Shall I show them?
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm just having a look at my list to make sure we've not missed anything.
This list I've got, it just goes on and on and on. So we've got the Jada toys. So we've got Ryu, Ken, Cammy. Let's see if I can name more. Bison, Chun-Li, Fei Long, Guile, Dalsim, and DJ? I want to say DJ. Am I wrong with that one?
I think so.
I might be wrong with DJ.
Where's Baraka?
No. They haven't done Baraka yet.
Not Baraka, Blanca.
Blanca. Yeah, they haven't done Blanca yet. But that Colonel Guile looks pretty cool, and Cammy. They're the two I'd go for out of that lot.
You know what? They're nice figures. Like, I mean, Street Fighter is a game. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Loved all versions of it. Played it for years and years and years. But it was never something that I kind of wanted to collect figures of. But I get that there is a market out there. And these are good figures. Like, they are very nicely put together figures.
Is it bad to say that I would love them to do the movie figures?
Oh, I would love them to do a movie figure. I don't know if I'd buy
I would love a Kylie Minogue Cammy.
What, just get a Kylie Minogue?
Just to get a Kylie Minogue figure, yeah, more than anything.
Yeah. I'm going on.
What else we got? Diamond Select also did Star Wars and Marvel, but that's all pretty much stuff we saw before, I believe. Nothing really overly new there to touch on.
Let's have a look. I'm just looking on my list.
Same with the Star Wars stuff. It's all previously announced products. They just have them on display, basically. The Thrawn in the chair looks pretty cool. The bust of Thrawn looked pretty decent.
Yeah. I'm on that one. Hang on.
But they're all kind of previously announced stuff, so we've got too much to get on with. Let's play so much more.
Hang on. I'm literally just going through my list here to see if I've missed anything. But no, overall, it was a really good reveal.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's... Oh, Thundercats.
Yeah, I ain't got that far yet.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I knew we'd miss saying.
They're coming up. Obviously, it's going through the days, so I'm going in reverse order because like I've got all the latest news and then working back over the weekend. Thundercats was like one of the first things announced on Friday, I believe. So that will coming up, I promise you. I'm just flicking through. What else we got? Yeah. So one of the big ones next for a lot of people, including me, was the NECA booth this year. The NECA booth was mental.
Yeah, it was.
It was chock-a-block with figs. So we've got the new Bride of Frankenstein, Frankie coming out. This is the reason I haven't picked up the color version of Frankenstein just yet, because I want this version that comes with the giant throne. So and it comes with some really cool accessory pieces that you don't get with the other one.
He actually comes with this, or is this part of like a builder throne?
No. So this is the big pack here behind the Monster Demands a Mate, the Bride of Frankenstein Ultimate Frankenstein monster with chair. So you get that Frankenstein and that chair in that big box at the back.
Good. That's
a
must-have.
We've got the new Bride of Frankenstein, which I've actually got in hand and I'll be reviewing this week. So I'm looking forward to that.
You've got her already, have you?
I've already got her. Oh,
you got the mummified head.
Yep.
See, that's what I think of when I think of Bride of Frankenstein. I think of the mummified head because I always remember
the eyes poking out.
How did she get that much hair underneath? That's what I always used to think. Like, where did that hair come from?
We are better off dead.
I'm not sure which version I prefer.
So we've got the grayscale and the green scale, and there's another version as well in a minute. But yeah, there's them two versions. Then we got the Phantom of the Opera figure, which is coming in the UK next week, I believe.
He's cool. The only problem I have with him is his big pants. Go back to him. Look at his big pants. Not going to be able to not see them now. He's just when you look at him and his facial expression, he's like, "Why have they put me in big pants?"
But yeah, you could always get the Harriet Burke figure and then put that head on that body. That's what I do personally.
That would work.
Yeah. So that's London by Midnight. Then we got the Nosferatu.
Yep.
Prey, the feral predator.
Which is cool. It does look a lot better. It looked a lot better in the booth than when we saw it in those previous images.
That's going back around in circles, isn't it? But there was so much more. Oh no, we've got more here. We went round again. Here we go. So we got the My Bloody Valentine, the Chucky, Halloween Ends, the Nun, all those figures. So much here. The Thing.
That's cool.
And then we got to see the Puppet Master next box set, which is the Jester and the Six Shooter.
Oh, mate, I didn't even see those.
Yeah, so hang on, in the Puppet Master series.
That Thing box. That's okay.
So we've got the Ultimate McCready coming.
Yeah, but and then the Thing creatures, I guess, is all in
two
one
separate things. He's got a big red box. Yeah, the different things.
Okay, that's cool.
Then we got to see the glow-in-the-dark NECA figures that are coming.
Yeah.
So we got with the big plastic vinyl capes on them to make them look retro. And then I do like this glow-in-the-dark version of Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, I think he might be better than... Oh, I don't know.
I'm definitely going to get the glow-in-the-dark versions as well as the regular ones. I just am.
I know you are.
They're so nostalgic.
I know you are. Phantom of the Opera is in stock on Mad About Horror. That belongs in a museum, as stated.
Yeah, I love Mad About Horror.
I really like the Puppet Master films. I really liked. I always saw them as like a really kind of like a knockoff Child's Play. Do you know what I mean? That's what they were. Let's be honest, when they came out. But yeah, there was something very, very creepy about them, and
got a big cult following now.
they're a good set of films, but I mean there was quite a few. There was about 6 or 7, wasn't there? Puppet Master.
Oh
films.
yeah. And there's still, I think there's a couple more. There's quite a few on Shudder. You can sit and watch them all on Shudder.
Oh really?
Then we got, I believe that is that Resident Evil. I don't know what that is from, to be honest.
I don't know.
There's no little thing that said what it was from. Then we got House of 1,000 Corpses. They're going to give us a re-release for the 20th anniversary of some of the older figures. So like the Captain Spaulding, as you can see there, he's got no articulation in the lower body, so it's the old school NECA statues.
Can I just say something?
Yep.
I've never seen that film.
Have you not? It is very, very violent, but it is an amazing movie.
Oh, here we go. RoboCop. That's what it's from. Oh, it's Alex Murphy. Of course it is. Now you've said it.
Didn't even recognise it.
Now you've said it.
Then we got the new monsters. Obviously, we've already seen the Herman and Grandpa, and now we're going to get Sherry Moon's version.
That's cool.
So yeah, a lot of people didn't like that movie. It was okay. It was very cheesy.
What, the monsters?
The monsters, the new version, yeah.
Oh, the new version, yeah.
The old version's amazing.
Yeah.
The new one were a bit. Yeah.
I haven't seen
Right,
the
so
new
that
version.
was Sandy. That was NECA. Oh, Mezco. Oh my God, Mezco. So we got some good stuff from Mezco.
There was so much.
There was
I'd love
so
to have
much.
been there. I really would have loved to have been there. I need
This
to
year,
go
especially with all, yeah. I mean, this year, especially with the fact there was no movie stuff. It was literally all toys.
It was just a big toy convention, wasn't it?
But the Rumble Society figures, as they call them, we had that. Where are we? You had that Nosferatu that came out a while ago, and then it was really hard to get.
Yeah.
They are giving us a re-release version. If I can just locate it on here, there it is. So they gave us this version a while back, the Silent Screamers one. Now they're giving us this one, the Symphony of Horror edition, which just looks awesome.
That does.
That just looks amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was so much stuff announced. So the Pink Skulls Chaos Color Club band. So many figs, man. There's just so many to go through. But yeah, so many of the random, because they're like, I believe they're like Mezco's own creation, aren't they? The little Ant-Man thing.
Something like that. I've never really bought into it. I don't really know.
No. I only get the odd few horror ones that they release.
Yeah. Mezco I kind of just touched in and out of. I haven't really collected them for a long time.
Right. Then we got the Hasbro breakfast, as it was called, on the Friday.
Yeah.
That a lot of people got to go to, where we got to see Marvel Legends giant
Detroit Steel.
Detroit Steel. Everything else on there was pretty much, because we saw these before, didn't we? Like the 2-packs.
We didn't see the female Hydra.
Yeah, the female one. Yeah, she's new, isn't she?
But I can't remember them talking about it. It might have been at the beginning of the panel, but I don't remember hearing them talk about this. But yeah, but see, this highlights what I was saying last week about the colours.
Yeah, they're off.
Like they should have just made it like they should have made Hydra Bob in the standard colours, and the fact that they've done the female agent in the colours that match the ones previously kind of annoys me even more.
Then we got Detroit Steel.
And this is very much a remodel of the Ironmonger armor that we had.
But what is that from? I don't think I've ever seen that in my life.
It's from, this is really testing my comic book knowledge now, but I'm pretty sure that it was to do with Hammer Industries in the comic books. You know who we saw in the movies, who made all those, made all them other drones. Really testing me now. I can't remember there being a pilot as such. I can't remember there being a character underneath it. I think it was a remote thing. If anyone in the chat knows, but I'm pretty sure it was like a remotely operated Hammer Industries kind of mech suit. That's what I remember when I saw it. That's where my head went. I'm gonna have to do a bit more reading up, but I can't.
When I saw it, I instantly just thought this should have been released on July 4th. Surely, that was a missed opportunity. Surely, with that color scheme, that was a missed opportunity. Surely,
it's very cool looking, and there's a few extra parts that we didn't have on the. I'm actually looking at the Ironmonger. It's just above me here, like the big chainsaw hand and everything. But I mean, it was such a cool sculpt that they had. I'm kind of glad they've done something else with it, but.
So these are the basic stuff for kids.
You know, the more I see that Sentinel, the less I want it. When I
It's very
first saw
basic.
it announced, I wanted to pick loads up to kind of army build them and whatnot. But the more I see it now, the less I kind of want it.
I think if I was still into Marvel, I would buy a couple just to pull apart, just to completely pop apart and destroy because they're so cheap.
Yeah.
And then you could have like a whole diorama with just pieces of Sentinel smashed around the X-Men, like just been a massive scrap. Because it'd be cheap enough to get just to smash up with a hammer, and you wouldn't even feel bad about it because they're just hollow, cheap toys. It'd be like a tenner.
If you look at that Wolverine's 4 inches.
Yeah.
You think of a 6-inch figure.
That's a twin. That's got to be about 14 inches, maybe 15.
Yeah, it's about that.
Quite tall, isn't it?
But yeah, it's
because
not...
that Wolverine behind is a 12-inch one, isn't it? So that's got to be about. I know it's a little bit backwards, a bit back.
You can see
that's got to be about 14 inches ish.
If you look over his shoulder, you can see Wolverine in the box.
Yeah.
So you can see just how the height difference is. But yeah, I mean it's cool. It's all right. It's all right. I think I'm really annoyed about the jet though, the Bluebird, because
a tiny little jet.
It's just tiny. And the thing that really pissed me off, excuse my language, the thing that really annoyed me, see on the back the little handles.
Yeah.
Because you can stand her on the back, driving it like a jet ski. I was kind of like, all these years, people have wanted the blue. Well, there's not the Blackbird, the Bluebird. Bluebird. Oh, what
Blackbird,
is it? Blackbird. Yeah, everyone wants Blackbird, and then all of a sudden we've got one, and you've turned it into a jet ski, and I'm just kind of like, I get it. It's the kids line, so it's playability. But
hey, look, it's the Marvel Legends wave we're going to receive in a week.
Yeah. West Coast Avengers is the thing that I'm quite excited about. I think that's a really cool box set. I'd quite like to get my hands on that. I'm not going to lie. The Black Knight 2-pack, again, quite a cool 2-pack. I mean, they're all cool. They're all cool. I've got the Doctor Doom. I've got Hulk, and I've got Iron Man en route to me. But yeah, there's a few there that I'd quite like to pick up. That new Bucky. Only because it's so meta. Because obviously the when people call it a buck, it's because it was the Bucky mold thing, and now they put Bucky on the Vulcan mold. So it's kind of like you've made a new Bucky, but you've not used the Bucky mold. So you've given him the new mold. Yeah. So whatever. This 2-pack, I'm not bothered about at all. I'm
not even for the random accessories, the little peace symbol, and it is random.
The hands on Deadpool for me are the best parts of this 2-pack. Yeah. Like I love the fact that they've given him added articulation and all that kind of stuff, but the hands were the best part for me because I was like the pew pew fingers, the peace sign, all that kind of stuff. Really, really cool. But the accessories, they're just random. So like, let me just go around, right? So that gun we've had already. That nunchuck is from comic book Shang-Chi. The lightsaber thing we've seen in Black Knight just then. The staff at the front is from movie Shang-Chi. The bazooka is just, we've had that a million times before. Yeah. It's just painted pink. The sai, we've had them with Elektra just recently. The guns, the other lightsaber, the other nunchuck again from the other the comic book Shang-Chi. The suitcase is pretty cool, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The pointing fingers, and the peace sign fingers are the best part about that for me.
Well, what's interesting is they're obviously showing that female Hydra figure, but she's not included in that box set from what I can see.
No, but they're creating that meme, aren't they?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is she's from we don't know what wave she's from, where she's coming in. No. She's not from that box set, so she's a future figure that we've kind of had teased.
Yeah. I don't know whether she's... I don't know whether they mentioned anything about her, whether she's going to be an army builder or or what, but yeah, I don't really know anything about that.
Yeah, it's just all photos. I'm afraid there's not really much information.
No.
For us. What time are we on? 55.
Well,
Jesus.
We've gone through this week. Like there's been a lot to talk about, but we're getting near the end of it, aren't we?
I hope so.
No, because that was the Friday morning.
Yeah, it was. So the last other thing we got like Jazzwares AEW figures, which I don't think either of us are overly bothered to talk about. I don't know.
About those.
There was like a decent looking Sting that's coming out. You know, I always like a good Sting. He's got a coffin as well, which is quite.
It's good.
Could be quite useful. Well, yeah. Let me flash up the pic right quick, because it is actually it's better than the Neko one, to be honest. It's got a red velvet inlay.
Oh, really?
So I kind of want this one for Blade. You know, to have with the Blade, like to have like a vampire inside of it that's going to stake or something. Because that red velvet inlay is quite nice.
Is that officially part of the pack though, or have they just made that for the diorama? Because that looks quite loosely made.
So this big ass box, I'm hoping it's.
Oh right, okay. But that's one of 1,000 on the top.
Yeah, San Diego Comic Con exclusive, sadly. It's pretty cool.
That is very cool though.
I have to write to Jazzwares.
There are some cool wrestling figures. Let's not lie.
Yeah. Beast Kingdom.
Yep.
Let me just bring this up, because obviously the Beast Kingdom do a lot of different stuff. This Beast Kingdom's always crazy to look at. So they're obviously giving us lots of different random stuff. Looking at that, look, it's so many different things. But obviously the Joker was a standout for me. I think he looks really cool. The Jack Nicholson Joker.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad Shark King as well. Very
King
cool
Shark.
looking.
Very cool. Much better than the Builder figure that we got in. And
with the fact that being Beast Kingdom, he's going to be a little bit taller, so he's probably going to scale quite well.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, but with nice metallic armor.
See, that the film sucked, really did, but that is a stunning looking figure.
Yep. Then we've got the Shogun Warriors and stuff. Yeah, very cool looking.
Spider-Man is stunning.
Very nice. I like the fact that his visor flips up as well. That is cool.
I mean, Iron Man looks very Warhammer 40,000.
He does.
Yeah, he's cool. But that Spider-Man is it's just wicked. Makes absolutely no sense, but it's just very cool.
Like Adam.
Yeah. Doesn't really look like The Rock though.
I like
why are they making LeBron figures like for Space Jam? Like that film did not do well.
Beast Kingdom announced things like so far in advance, it takes them ages to produce stuff.
Yeah.
They're nice enough little figures, but yeah, I don't think I would want LeBron James at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
These are the egg attack ones, I think they call them.
Yeah. And for anyone that does collect those, as that's their collection, they do pump out a good variety. Like you could have a really varied collection, which is really cool.
Oh yeah. Okay, Syndicate Collectables. Did you hear about those this time around?
Yep.
So Syndicate gave us a lot of stuff that looked decent, to be honest. So they're giving us a mixture of Double Dragon, Bloodsport, True Romance, Ghoulies, Pumpkinhead, Golden Girls, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Army of Darkness, Kiss, Ronnie James Dio, and Dragon's Lair.
True Romance is literally the only two words we need to mention there. I mean, Bloodsport, that's an iconic Jean-Claude Van Damme film. Cool to have a figure or two figures. But for me, it was all about the True Romance figures.
The Ghoulies.
Ghoulies, and especially alongside the Puppet Master figures. That's a cool little setup. But the True Romance figures, that's such an iconic film. Such an iconic film. They're just very cool. Very, very cool.
Double Dragon.
The Street Fighter knockoff that just never really went that high. But Golden Girls. Now these are going to sell. These are going to sell like absolute hotcakes. Because Golden Girls has got such a cult following.
Yeah.
These four will fly off the shelf, and Yeah, they will be. I get my words now. They will be worth a lot of money in the future.
Yeah, we've got this 1/10 scale statue.
Boomstick.
Yeah.
Oh no, he hasn't got his boomstick. Oh no, there it is.
And then the pumpkin head is coming back. So we've got the big one, the little smaller one, this sort of 7-inch scale jobber, and then the medium one.
It's a weird ass film. That it is a really weird film.
Horror fans love it though. It's one of them. It's Pumpkinhead. It's one of them ones. It's like a cult following now. This for me, Clownzilla. Yeah.
Wow.
So Trick or Treat Studios are giving us the rest of the Killer Clowns. So the fact that Syndicate are giving us Clownzilla, which is the one figure that we're not getting from Trick or Treat Studios, so you're going to want him to go with the rest of them.
Yeah.
And he's meant to be bigger. He's meant to be bigger as well, so it's going to scale perfectly.
Yeah.
Obviously, the popcorn gun. That's I believe that's in Spirit Halloween, or it's going to be in Spirit Halloween.
I still quote probably on a weekly basis. What you gonna do? Knock my block off?
Yeah.
That's still one of the quotes that's just in my head. That's cool. Like, yeah, that's cool.
That is nice. And then we got Dragon's Lair.
Oh, mate.
They didn't create the princess, though. I want the princess. No, I want the princess. They've just done the dragon and the knight so far, but we want the princess.
The dragon's nice.
I mean, do you remember as a kid playing that game?
Yeah.
It was all about that stupid cutscene of her going, ooh. Like, it wasn't for me anyway. That was the closest thing to porn when I was a child.
Are these punchable? There we go. What are you going to do? Knock my block off. There he is. He's got his boxing gloves.
Yeah. And you see behind, if you look behind,
the candy floss blood draining things.
Yep. But if you look behind, they've got the little plushies as well. They're going to do a line of plushies.
Wow.
There they are, down there in the corner.
That is cool.
And there you go. There's your big set. And they've even got like Teen Wolf and the puppet version from the movie. So many things there.
That's weird. That's just really bizarre to just see all of those new products for that film.
Yep. Again, it's in its anniversary year, isn't it? So a lot of people love that movie. It's getting a showing near me soon. That
is it really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it.
As a part of the Horror Fest in York, it's one of the directors is coming over to talk about it.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like a showing and then the director Q&A.
About 15 years, maybe. I'm gonna have to watch it again. It's one of them ones that I rented it from the video shop back in the day when it was VHSs and everything like that, and I was like, "This looks cool. This looks scary." And I think I rented it one night for like a late night horror film fest with my cousin or something, and it just became this instant kind of favorite.
Are we ready for what I thought was one of the highlights of the absolute show? I know we knew these were coming out, but for me, the fact that Biker Mice from Mars is coming back.
Yeah.
Nostalgia bringing us Biker Mice from Mars.
They look cool. They look cool.
And it's a part of a new like multiverse, isn't it? Or something. They're buying up loads of different old school properties. They're going to make like their own little multiverse.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. That's
it
what
would work.
Anyway.
It would work. Just grab all of these old school. Oh yeah, we spoke about it a few weeks back. But grab all of these old school things and throw them all in the same thing.
Yeah.
Ironically, one of the Biker Mice from Mars, the original toys, the bike is on the bottom of my stairs at the moment because kids are playing with
it. Yeah, there was so much other random stuff announced as well.
Wow.
Is that Joan Rivers? That's Joan Rivers, isn't it?
Yeah.
So random. But yeah, there's so many other little properties and that announced.
Proper random stuff. Not to mention all the things like we had all the turtles as well. There was all the Ninja Turtle figures that came out. There was so much. There was absolutely so much.
Oh yeah. I think we're gonna get to the turtles in just a second. And then we've also got we've got this bad boy as well. We're probably running over at this point.
A little bit, but we'll keep going. For anyone that's still around, I mean, there's some people. Normally we would have finished a couple of minutes ago, but we've got to carry on going because we have to address the fact that there was this incredibly epic, huge Thundercats.
Thundercats. So
This is everything. Like, if you were a kid that played with Thundercats and you had the tank and you had the base and everything like that, this is the lair that you wanted as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. Like, I haven't even got any modern Thundercats, and I'm tempted to back this. Look at the size
of that thing.
36 inches tall. It's just, I mean, it dwarfs a 7-inch figure. That's what that to put it into context, it absolutely dwarfs a 7-inch figure.
Let me go back up because there's the actual image here. Look. This shows you the scale. Right, let me share my screen again. This just look at the size of this beast. So that is a 7-inch figure.
It's just huge. Like, where would you put it?
Look at this. Look at the size. Like, these guys are massive, big chunky things.
Yeah,
and they're tiny by comparison.
But it's not even a lot of money. $650. Like, it's not a lot when you compare it to the Ghost, for example, which is £500. It's not even a lot for what you get. It's absolutely huge, and I love the fact that the mountains fold back so it closes. But if you've got the space, you can open it up and pretty much display it how it looked. Bethany Beth said there in the comment, that'll be a grail in 10 years. I don't even think 10. I think give it a couple of years, and anyone that's missed out on it there'll be people paying thousands for this. It's just stunning. It is just absolutely stunning. I mean, if Thundercats was your thing, it's an absolute must buy. But it's a diorama in itself. Like, you could display that with your Thundercat figures around it, and it's just an instant display. Like, it's just stunning.
Oh yeah,
absolutely stunning. It scares me how big some of the stuff is getting these days. Like, how the toy companies are pushing it that much further. Like, but yeah. Is it a crowdfunded thing or is it just up for sale?
I have no idea.
Because I didn't even look that far. I was just kind of like, I was just so blown away by the images. I didn't even look further into what it was exactly. But yeah, I just, like Beth said about it being a grail in 10 years. Honestly, I think even a year. Like, as soon as that's not available at retail, you've only got to look at the price rise of things as well. Like, look at the Millennium Falcon Lego set that came out, the big expensive one. When that came out, it was like 650 quid. That's already gone up 100 quid at retail. Like, to buy it now, you're paying 750 at retail. Yeah, I'm in awe of it, and I kind of debated just selling off my entire collection and just buying Thundercats just to have that as my display.
I dance
I love the fact they put her in the dance.
So they've just released the Wednesday Addams regular one because I got it the other day, and they've already announced that they're doing a second one with the prom dress and the dance and stuff. It had to be done.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, it's died off a little bit. Let's be honest. It was everywhere, but yeah, it's died off a little bit. So I hope that there's still enough momentum to kind of keep pushing out all this merchandise.
The Wednesday Addams Living Dead doll has been selling out everywhere.
Has it? Good.
Oh yeah. So Megan is coming out as well. This is a Mondo figure, so it'll be a little bit on the more expensive side, but she's got an alternate head there.
Is it real hair?
I have no idea. It looks it to me.
Yeah, it does look it.
It's very nice looking. Although a lot of people said she looks a little bit older in the face. It doesn't look as childlike. Yeah, that's one of the main comments that I've got from people. Like, she doesn't quite look right.
It's too freaky for my liking.
It's a toy. It's not going to look absolutely spot on, is it? Let's be honest.
It's too freaky for my liking.
What possibly was the best thing for me, if everyone knows what I'm like, Santa Elvira.
Yeah, we talked about this some.
So yeah, again, it's the same head sculpts. They've just shoved in some new accessory components: the tray of cookies, the Elvira's naughty list, and the little gremlin.
The gremlin gets me. I hope he's articulated a little bit, and they've just put him in that pose.
So yeah, so you can see there he's got little joints in his elbow.
Oh, yeah.
Looks a bit. So I think that's going to swivel and probably move up and down. Same on that side. So I'm hoping, yeah, he looks to be articulated. We'll soon find out when we get hold of it. But yeah,
the scary Christmas action figure. Was that actually a thing, or have they just made it into a figure?
There are some Elvira cartoons that were on Shudder, and there was a Christmas one. So I think it's probably from that. Okay. And the fact that she was a horror host, so she's probably wore that at some point during December when she was a horror host.
Yeah, probably right.
NECA Turtles gave us another look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles monsters. So this is Wave 2 now.
Yeah.
And the first two that they're announcing is Werewolf Raphael.
Yep.
And if I just get the other one up as well, we've also got...
I like the fact that they are sticking with the craziness of Turtles, because the original Turtles in like the late 80s, early 90s, it was all about the random, like, you know, scuba diver Donatello and astronaut Mikey and stuff. So I'm glad that they're sticking with that kind of craziness. And the monster crossover was a thing, wasn't it? They did the original figures of the monster crossover. So to get these upmarket versions, like
they are slightly different. Back in the day, it was like Donatello was the vampire. There were like some different ones, but these are still these are awesome. I love this line. I'm calling it now. I think in Wave 2, we're probably going to get Dracula Shredder to go opposite Van Helsing Splinter.
Okay,
I think that we'll see that. And I think we will get a Christine Phantom of the Opera version of April O'Neil to go with Casey Jones as Phantom.
Okay. I can't get past those lips, though. Them lips just look wrong.
It's weird because obviously he's a turtle anyway, so to make him a creature it wouldn't be the choice that I'd have gone for in that design. But I suppose they've got to get all the Universal monsters in, and creatures one of the monsters.
Yeah. They are cool, though. They are very cool.
And then the final announcement that I've got anyway, I'm not sure if there's any more that you've got, but the final one I've got was Toony Terrors giving us Megan. I think this version's awesome. I prefer that to the other one.
I prefer this one. I think this one looks more in keeping, but then I suppose it depends what you're collecting. Like the other version's a little bit more realistic looking, so it'll probably scale better with your other figures.
The Toony Terror ones, certain people like Elvira, Vampira, certain characters seem to work in that design. I think Megan's one of them. Like she's doing the dance thing there, which it lends itself to a cartoon image.
Yeah,
so
it works. It definitely works. It's a very cool. I like the light effect paint on the knife thing as well.
Blade, yeah. That's
very
a blade
cool.
from one of the. Is it from the printer or something? If I remember rightly in the film, it's like she uses something to.
Is it a printer or is it the chopper, the rototrim thing?
Oh, it's the rototrim. It's the rototrim,
isn't it? With the cut paper and stuff. Yeah. So you look at me now, my school supplies.
So that was it. That was everything I've got. Anyway, I'm not sure if you've got anything else. I know there was a bunch of like.
I gave up on my list. I gave up on my list halfway through. I was just like, you know what, Sorrell's got this. He has got this. Yeah, it was just an insane couple of days. It really was, and I don't think we've seen the end of it. I really don't. I think there's still going to be more reveals. I don't think that companies such as McFarlane and Hasbro, Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe. We had a load of G.I. Joes announced as well, didn't we? That we've not even touched on. But all of those kind of properties, I think we're going to continue to see things released all the way up to Christmas as they usually do. Didn't see any Power Rangers.
No, Power Rangers weren't there. Boom Studios was there for the comic books, but Hasbro didn't announce any figures for them. And I've got a feeling that's because we're going to probably see that along with Dungeons and Dragons and all the other properties we didn't see at the Hascon, which was announced.
So there was a couple of Transformers as well that were announced, but I'm not clued up on my Transformers enough to say what's good and what's bad. But yeah, I was going to say the same as you. I think that a lot of those Hasbro products are going to be included in that PulseCon because that's coming up October.
Let me have a look.
think it's October.
I don't know. I can't find the stupid announcement now. There it is. Hasbro PulseCon is coming back. Fire up your fandom. The fourth Hasbro PulseCon is back, announced at San Diego Comic-Con. It will be on the September 22nd, 2023, beginning at 11 a.m. Mark your calendars. It will feature the products of Star Wars, Marvel, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, Dungeons & Dragons, and Avalon Hill.
Amazing. Cool. Well, that was a packed show this week.
It was.
A packed show. We have overrun a little bit, so we do apologize for anyone that's used to kind of clocking off at 11. Yeah. So let's call it there. We will do a short and sweet goodbye because we have overrun, but hopefully we covered enough of San Diego Comic-Con and gave you our thoughts and feelings and stuff. Tune in next week. We'll do our giveaway. We're going to give this away. So tune in next week. We're going to give away the Emperor Throne set, the vintage collection throne set. Yeah, we'll do it live on the show. We get enough interest. We'll do it live on the show. Tell your friends to tune in, and then you got double the chance of winning. Ryan will be back with us as well next week, which is all fun and games. Yeah, I think that's about it. What a packed show.
It was mental.
What a packed show. What are we going to
I'm
talk about
drained now.
So cool. All right, listen, everybody, if you are still here watching, for those of you that are, thank you very much. Much appreciate, obviously, all the support and everyone watching, etc. If we missed anything out, if there was anything that we didn't cover, then do let us know either via socials or in the comments of the videos. Don't know. I'm out of words. Till next week. Keep it geek.